Hello guys, it is that panda guy and I'm here again with another video, and today we are going to be going through Johnny Curry. I don't know if I said that right, but we are going to get into it. And I want to start off this video by saying that I do not think that this hero is going to be super meta, and I don't think that he's going to be extremely viable, especially for the average player. I would not wait to invest in this hero specifically because unless you are a main rally hero or dedicated towards rallying, this is 1,000,000% not really going to be a hero for you. I mean, in some cases, maybe so, and I'll kind of go over that throughout this video. I also want to mention real quick that if you are going to use this hero, I do not recommend leading with him for the same, for the single fact that he has an attack tree on his skill tree. Like, you guys are going to look at this, he has ranged, siege, and attack. Attack is generally one of the worst trees that you can get because it's so super hard to build up rage, and obviously I would not invest in this first. I don't really recommend these strategy guides every time because a lot of the time they are kind of misleading, because I would definitely go towards rage build up first. But either way, the point kind of remains that I don't recommend this. Like, I don't recommend leading with him if you are going to use him as a rally hero, right? I've heard maybe Jin and him in a squad together as a rally duo, but I'll kind of explain that. So we're going to hop into his first skill. So his first skill is arguably the best skill that he has. Also, let me thank Tree, Mr. Brain, and Starcroft real quick. It's really good for me when I'm able to pro players who I really think are, pretty smart or just pretty game smart, right? Because it does help me kind of get this information as well as just, make sure I know what I'm talking about. So I do thank those guys real quick, just in case anybody, I just wanted to put that out there. So we're going to hop into his first skill. So his first skill deals damage to target. Damage factor starts at 3.6 thousand and can go up to 12,000. The reduction in healing effect also, so it also reduces the target's healing effect by 12% for 3 seconds, and that can go all the way up to 40%, and after awakened that can go up to 50% for 5 seconds. So his damage factor also goes up, in case anybody is wondering. And I will mention that this is the best skill I feel like that he's gonna be crushing on most of all, right? Like, this is the one skill that I feel like everybody's really gonna be reliant on, and this is one big reason that I say I would not lead with him, because the fact that he has an attack tree, right, and you're so reliant on his first skill, it makes it that much more like you really need to be able to get these like skills off, right? And if you're having a slower like rage build, it's actually just really stupid. I just don't like it that much, but you guys kind of get the point. So he reduces the target's healing effect by 50%, once you awaken him for 5 seconds, which is honestly going to be insane, especially if you're considering, like, Tom or even Peterson. This is going to be like a direct counter towards them, and this is going to be especially useful when you're rallying. So we're going to get into the second skill, which is when outside alliance territory, increases the range squad attack by 9% and defense by 3%. The 9% can go all the way up to 30%. The defense can go from 3% all the way up to 10% if you max out the skill at level 5. And I will say that I do not like this skill much, because this kind of like goes to show, like, if you're like fighting on territory, especially like, let's say you're fighting with 5 marches on the field, right? You're fighting on territory, this skill is completely useless. Like, this skill is nothing. Same with even rallying a base on territory. This skill is going to have zero impact. It's going to have zero effect. So that if there's a base on your territory, like if someone random on island, for example, like they used random teleports, landed on your territory and you rallied them, this skill is useless. This skill is literally useless, which is actually just so stupid. I don't like that. But we're going to look at his third skill now. Increases skill damage by 1% every second up to 11%. And the skill damage can increase by 3.5% all the way up to 38.5% if this skill is maxed out at level 5. But that's and let me finish the skill. After an assistant unleashes a rage skill, the buff will reset and stack again, meaning that even if it like went all the way up to 38.5%, it's going to go all the way back down to 11%, like start back off at that, which is really just rough, right? Like, that, I feel like that's so rough. Dude, I really dislike this one, because it kind of like, it's kind of saying, like, I don't know, you have an assistant or you have like a main hero, I'm guessing, who like has their rage skill go off, and this skill is basically useless. Like, your skill damage thing is all useless. And what I'm wondering is, if you're not leading with Johnny, if this skill is actually useless, because it says after an assistant unleashes a rage skill. So that kind of gives me the thought that if he's the support, that he might be kind of useless with his skill as well. I don't really know. I might be just talking out of my butt, but that's like, I don't know. I don't really like this hero besides the fact of siege, right? And maybe countering Tom or something. I feel like the only way that he's gonna be useful is to counter a healing hero. So during sieges, basic attacks have 20% chance to deal additional damage, and the damage factor starts at 940 all the way up to 3,120. So I mean, on siege, he will be, I think, a decent hero, maybe all right, especially if you're trying to counter, Tom, or just a healing hero, maybe Peterson. But otherwise, I actually do not see this hero having like being super useful. Even on the field, I feel like the only way he'd be useful is to swarm down a tank or something that has a healing effect, right? And then otherwise, he doesn't really bring much value to the field. Maybe besides his second skill, which will only apply if you're fighting off territory anyway. So I do think that this hero is maybe B tier, and it's possibly A tier depending on how effective his heal reduction skill is. But I really do not like this hero. I don't think that his like skills are very appealing. Like, they are not really appealing at all. And I'm assuming that he's gonna be the top commander hero that you're able to get for the 200 relics for first place and stuff. I doubt that he's gonna be roulette hero, and I'm gonna be assuming that Chun is the roulette hero. I will be doing Chun in a video, and I will be posting these two at the same exact time. I do think that Chun will be really good. And I also want to mention real quick, I don't know if I did mention this, but these heroes can only be obtained if your federation has a history of 110 days plus. So you will not be able to see this hero until it's 110 days, old, like your region. And even after that, you will still probably be cycling through other heroes before you're able to access this hero. So I just wanted you guys to know that real quick. And I do hope that this video is helpful and kind of helps you guys avoid or even choose doing this hero. I really recommend only leaving this hero to possibly dedicated rally leaders who might, either be whales or just might be able to use this hero way more effectively than any other players would be able to. Because, the average player isn't going to have much use of this other than using him as a rally hero. I really do not see this dude being any other useful anywhere else. Like, I'm sorry, I'm just like trashing this guy, but I definitely think that he's kind of mid tier to me. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I do thank you guys for watching, and peace out.